All right, man. Look, I'm gonna just get right into this shit. Just exactly like just flat out
Wait,
my
I got to
raw.
mimic what you're doing. Here you go.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
Oh, I'm gonna take this off. My bad. Yo, so
No, you can leave it on.
no,
It's
that's
fine.
rude. I mean, for me, I feel like it's a little. I mean, if you did mention you had trouble sleeping last night. If you want to wear the shades, I wouldn't judge you.
Whatever.
For me, I'm like wide awake, so I'm like fuck it. All right, yo. So here's the thing, right?
What's the thing?
I'm gonna just say it. All right. I'm like man, I don't want to say it again. In the last podcast, I said I'm a fan of Jake Paul. Okay, so for
Okay.
me to say this is it's extreme. If I'm wrong, this is the most disrespectful shit I could say. But I think I'm gonna say it, man. I think that shit was fake.
Hold on. First, you said you
I
was
think
there's four things you want to cover. I'm willing to cover those things, but you started off with okay, you think it was fake, and here's the thing: everybody thought it was going to be fake, but like everyone knows, Mike Tyson is 58 years old. 20 years ago, he lost to this guy named Mickey. He got knocked out by the guy because he was out of shape and looking very bad.
but
Oh,
but those videos of Tyson that you're seeing him against Paul pulling punches. What would you say about that? Have you seen those videos? I did send them to you. I don't know if you looked at them, but did you?
yeah.
Because there's a video of Tyson. He rolls the right. This is what he does, or he rolls the left. Doesn't matter. He does the roll, and he comes in with either an uppercut or a hook. There's a clip of him rolling. I think Paul's left or right. Doesn't really matter. He does the roll. He doesn't follow up. Round one, he was fucking Jake up. He was fucking him. He was hitting him. Jake was like feeling those punches. I mean, round one looked a lot different than two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. He is 58 years old. So did he only have one round in him?
Yes. Why would he only perform? Think about it. Even if it was rigged, why would you only perform in round one and not perform any other round? That doesn't even
Well,
make sense.
I don't
That's
think Jake could fuck with it. Was the
no,
issue?
it's because Mike Tyson only had that much in him. If he did not Jake Paul out the first round, that was it, which everybody knew. Jake Paul said he had a game plan, which was to come in there and outbox him. When he said that is when I went for Jake Paul because that's how I would beat Mike Tyson if I fought him. I'd outbox him. Who's
At
going to be dumb
58.
enough to stay in
But
the
you
fucking?
got to preface that at 58. You're not talking
Well,
like because you got two Mike Tysons at this point. You got prime Mike Tyson. You got 58-year-old Mike
well,
Tyson.
no one would dare step in the ring with prime Mike Tyson. I'm talking about
Okay,
this Mike
that's
Tyson.
what. Yeah, you got to preface it because the people are watching. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, I would fight this Mike Tyson, like for real,
Somebody's
because
calling me. Hold on. All right, go ahead.
yeah,
No,
no,
go ahead. Go
because
ahead.
you
Go
can
ahead.
outlast him. If you're in better shape than Mike Tyson, you're gonna win. like, and here's another thing, which a lot of people may know or might not know. When he smokes a lot of weed, he does a lot of drugs, especially with the drug acid. If you get hit like in your spinal cord anywhere, you get like a trip all over again. He
You
looks
think
like
he was
when he,
tripping balls, is what you're saying. When he
yeah,
got
he
hit
looks
by
like
Jake
after he
that one
got hit.
time, that was it. He
Yeah,
was
it looks
out.
like after he got hit, he started tripping like, oh snap,
But he got hit
this is
during
real.
sparring for sure. Unless he
Yeah,
didn't.
it's
Okay,
different.
if we're saying it's real, he had to have been hit in sparring. There's no way Tyson's like doing some Rudy Poo shit. There's no way.
Sparring compared to thousands, 72,000 people watching you in a ring and you haven't been in there in a very long time, four
Those
years
lights are
expedition.
scary. Those lights
Roy
are scary.
Jones, and then he did get beat by Roy
Well,
Jones
there
as
was
well.
no whoa.
He
Again,
got beat by Roy Jones.
you said this before.
Yeah.
You are the only person. I don't think you watched the fight. I'm gonna be honest with you. That I've watched it. I've watched that fight three or four more times over. Not the whole thing, but I've watched that fight. I watched the fight the first time. I went through the fight, and I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Which fight? You talking about the Roy Jones
Roy
or this
Jones,
one?
yeah, no, he didn't.
Are you kidding me? He had spurts. He had spurts, but that was it. Everybody knows Mike Tyson has to get in close to beat you. It doesn't take a rocket scientist. So if you just keep your distance, and if he does come in close, you hold him. You got you. I mean,
But that's not
it's
a
a
W
recipe for
on look.
victory.
That there was no winner. It was an exhibition, but I wouldn't give Roy a W on that, bro. Like Roy is legend. Roy
Oh my
Jones
god.
Jr. Absolute fucking legend. I don't think Roy Jones Jr. would say he won that fight. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think you're tripping, bro. That one you're
He
tripping a little
says
bit.
he won the fight. Roy Jones says he won the fight. And he says before the Jake Paul fight how he won. The same thing which Jake Paul did. He goes, I'm not going to get in there and bang with him. Like that's just
That's
ridiculous.
kind
No
of
one's
dumb.
gonna do
Yeah, you wouldn't want to
that.
bang
Yeah.
with Tyson.
So
All right,
if
so
you
for
box him, you have a
yeah,
way better chance of beating Mike Tyson. You can probably beat Mike Tyson
I
if you
don't.
just outboxed him.
I don't know, man. But here's this, right? So just this last little piece, and we'll move on because the fight's more than just whether it's rigged or not, right? It was again. I'm not 100% on that. You know what you're saying is making sense, and it's kind of swaying me. Maybe it was real. Um, maybe it was. I don't know. It's just the popular opinion is it wasn't. But there's this thing that I heard. I don't know what his name is. I don't know if his literally name is Muhammad Ali Jr., but Muhammad Ali's grandson. He
Muhammad
said that.
Ali's grandson is garbage.
But hold on, before
Go ahead.
just check this out, right? He's saying basically that he didn't want to fight Jake Paul because it's a circus. But like the question is, why not just take that free couple $1 million? If it's just bullshit like that, why not just take that free $1 million if it's a circus? Is he really just shit? I is he? Is
You
he
mean
really
Jake
just
Paul or Muhammad
no, no,
Ali
no. Muhammad
Jr.?
Ali. What's his
Or,
name,
or,
bro?
or I forgot his name. It's something Ali, but it's his
I'm
Muhammad
not
grandson.
trying to disrespect this guy. If I try to Google, it's gonna fuck up this stream. But
No, but
again,
I know who you're talking about. But here's the thing: did you realize what Jake Paul just fought at?
yeah.
220 pounds. Muhammad Ali's grandson is only like 160, I think, if that, 150, 140, anywhere in between that range. Jake Paul would destroy him. That's why he won't take that fight. Remember, Jake Paul fought Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury was heavyweight or
Yeah,
light
but
heavyweight, whatever.
even if like I mean cutting weight's not like simple, okay? Gaining weight's not simple. So like what weight let's say they agreed to fight at like 180, which I don't know if Jake would go to fucking 220 to 180. That's
Muhammad Ali's
insane.
grandson? You talking about
No,
Muhammad Ali's
well
grandson?
Jake's 220 and then you say Muhammad Ali's grandson is 160?
Bro, ex Muhammad Ali's grandson out. That's Jake Paul
Just
would kill
shit.
him. Yeah,
Really?
he's not even Muhammad Ali's grandson. Not even in the same like stratosphere. Like the next person that would fight Jake Paul is David Benavidez, the Mexican monster. He would kill Jake Paul, and he's 168.
Is he
Jake
taking
Paul
that
just fought
fight?
at Jake Paul. He said he'll take the fight.
But at
He said
what
he'll take
weight?
it.
See, I think it all comes down to the weight because, like, Jake's 220. His natural sitting weight, I believe, is like 190 because he's like 6'1". So
Well, they
how
can
the
do a
fuck is
catch
that?
weight at 180. Benavidez is at 168 fighting, but he can go up. He probably sure he walks around 190, 180.
But
They can do
dropping
a catch weight at
220 to,
180.
but would he drop 220 to 180? That's like insane.
Jake
That's gonna
Paul
take him a
during
year.
his camp, he said that he had so many issues keeping that weight on that he
That's hard.
started eating cinnamon rolls,
Yep, he did
cupcakes,
say.
pancakes. Yeah. So it'd be easy for him to drop that 220 like nothing, especially if he got back in tip top shape. But the question isn't if he'll be in shape or not. The question is, would he be ready for the competition like the Mexican monster, David Benavidez? And the answer to me, in my opinion, is no, he won't. No, he won't.
I
He
don't
just
know,
won't.
man. I don't know. I don't know because like I don't know. Again, like all right. I'm gonna just preface the rest of this. I'm gonna talk as if I believe everything isn't rigged. All right, because like that fight had me wondering a little bit because it was just strange. And not the scripts kind of sounded stupid. You know, you see those people throwing out those scripts. That sounds kind of dumb. I don't know because like a lot of people don't know this. When I was younger, I trained to be a professional wrestler. There's no scripts in the match. It's not a scripted match. You just kind of like you know what the finish is, and you kind of fill in the blanks. So it's not that's not how that would work. Is what I'm saying. It's not like a. It doesn't work that way. It can't work that way. There's too many uncontrollable
Exactly.
variables. You can't script a fight. You can kind of like talk to somebody and be like, all right, this is what we're gonna do. You know, if and a wrestling match is different. Professional wrestling match would be different because you know the spots and the cues. So I guess you can call spots and talk about, spots during a match. But like, forget that. If it was rigged, it wouldn't be scripted. Just throwing that out there. This
right?
That's not how that.
You muted. You're muted.
Man, I'm getting call after
There you
call.
go.
Yeah, I got. I
Okay,
mean,
there
can
you
you
go.
hear me now? Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
getting call after call right now. But anyways,
you're a busy guy.
so let's say it's not scripted. All right. If it's not scripted, we need to stop doubting Jake Paul because he's proven it every
I'm not
time.
doubting Jake Paul, bro. I
Every
told you. I said he got it.
I think if it's not scripted, every single fight he's taking is strategic that he knows he's gonna win. You know,
Exactly.
and that's another thing. All fighters do that shit. So I don't know why they're giving Jake Paul shit for that. Every fucking fighter does that shit. Like, you think like John Jones is signing contracts right now where he's gonna lose? Like, get the fuck out of here.
Nah,
Like,
nah, you can't use John Jones, bro. John Jones has fought any and everybody. You can't use
well,
him.
now, no, I'm
He'll
talking
take
now. No,
any
no, no.
fight.
Before John Jones monster, John Jones, like
Yeah,
John Bones
you
Jones. Oh
can't
my god,
use.
I'm
That's
talking
not even
now.
the same category.
But do you think he would take a fight now that he thinks he can lose?
He doesn't think he would lose. He'll fight Francis Ngannou. He just beat Stipe, the greatest heavyweight of all time. That's a bad. You can't use John Jones.
I'm
Can't
gonna
use
edit that
John
one out. I'm gonna edit that out. I'm gonna edit that
Jones.
out.
Yeah,
All right. Anyway, so like,
you can't
I
use
mean,
him.
all right, there's other fighters that definitely pack in their fucking wins.
Like, let's use Canelo. Canelo
Canelo
is
definitely
he
packs some
picks and
wins in there.
chooses. Now he
He
picks and
picks and
chooses who he
chooses.
wants to fight. Yeah,
I don't
because
think.
he's earned that
Yeah.
right. You know, Jake
Do you
Paul
think? Yeah.
has revamped boxing, so he is the face of boxing right now. Jake
There is
Paul is
something. Yeah.
he is, bro. Like, hands down, Jake Paul's the face of boxing.
There is something that's kind of cool that I heard Fat Joe mention that I think was like super awesome. Uh, Tyson usually comes out with a bunch of people when he fights. He came out alone this time, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, that's sad." But all those people he came out with were had their hands out, and he's just giving them money. This is what Fat
Right,
Joe said. Fat Joe saying it's like it's he didn't say it's art, but like the way I interpret it, it's beautiful that he came out by himself because there's nobody sticking their hands out on him. Like all that whole 20 million bag, that's his $20 million. Like there's no entourage sticking their hands out. I mean, you know how it goes with like when you're like on that
right.
level, the people you're riding with, they're not doing anything for their career. Their career is hanging out with you. So they're just like, hey, I need 100. This is what Fat Joe says. He's like, yo, I need 100 here. I need 500 here. Versus Tyson coming out by himself. And I don't know if that's the facts, by the way. That's just what Fat Joe said.
Uh,
I
I
thought
mean,
that perspective is interesting.
I don't really think so. I think that what I do think is interesting is that some people are saying that Tyson just did it for the bag, 20 million. You know what I'm saying? I
Who
mean,
the
why
fuck
not?
wouldn't? Who the
Why
fuck
not?
wouldn't? I mean,
But
even
but
if it's rigged, who wouldn't take a dive for 20 million? There's a
yeah,
number.
but that's
I
your
think 20
legacy,
million is
bro.
the number.
That's your
Tyson, dude,
legacy.
Tyson's legacy, even if it came
You
out that
know.
it's rigged, no one's gonna say shit about that. I mean, bro, he's 58 years old. Like, who fucking cares?
Well,
Like,
that's what I've been saying. That's what
no,
I've
I
been
don't think
saying.
there's
Like,
anything wrong with it being rigged. I just think like if it is, I mean, how are they going to say that, right? Because the WWE tried to keep it quiet that it was fake. I mean, not fake. Fake's the wrong word. It was predetermined. You can't say wrestling's fake. They don't like wrestlers do not like
right.
that. Wrestling is predetermined. They kept that as like under wraps as possible to the point where wrestlers would go out in public and be the character. It's called kayfabe. That's a circus term. So irregardless, I don't see an issue with that at all. Some people might. I don't think it would tarnish his legacy because all the other fights he had were 100% real
How
for
do you know
sure.
that? How do you know that?
I mean, who the fuck? Yeah, that's true. I
There was
mean,
one, yeah, there was one fight that was questionable in Vegas. Like, I forgot, but it
even
was so
Muhammad Ali kind
questionable.
of had a questionable ghost knockout.
I mean, tons. It happens, bro. When you in Vegas, that's why. That's the reason why when we were having the discussion, who's going to win? That's why. Remember, I said that's why I can't call it because it's
You
boxing,
just
man.
don't know. It's
You
boxing.
just
You don't know.
you can't call it, man. Like the fight before that with Amanda Serrano and that Irish lady Katie.
Man, that was
Now,
fucked, bro.
man, they
But
was banging, bro.
at the same time though, like a lot of people are like upset that Katie was headbutting Amanda Serrano.
She
But
was, she was.
all right, like championship, right? A
No, what I
champion.
don't understand. No, and that's what I told my wife. But here's what I don't understand.
You know what I'm saying, right? A
Uh,
champion isn't gonna be thwarted by a headbutt, is what my point is. Kind of like,
yeah, but but
I
here's
don't
the
think a
thing.
champion would get
She,
thwarted by a headbutt. I think that's why they probably were like, maybe she shouldn't get the win. You
but
know,
here's the thing.
it was dirty as fuck though.
Even if she was okay, she's the champion, right? Which the first fight was questionable as well, but she's the champion. So the only way I can justify that win is by saying that she is the champion and Amanda Serrano was the aggressor, but was it enough definitively to say that she took out the champion? Now,
No.
here's Katie also lost a point, which would mean she'd have to be so high up on the scorecards that
Mhm.
it just be like, oh my God, was she? But in my opinion, she wasn't that high up on the scorecard. So that one
I
point
thought they
that
were
she
gonna
lost,
say. I thought they were gonna say it was a draw.
that one point that she lost, in my opinion, either should have made it a draw
I thought it was a
or
draw.
she should have. But again, like I said, the only way I can see that them justifying that is that to beat the champion, you gotta definitively beat the champion. You can't
It
leave it in
can't
the
be
hands of the judge.
questionable. Yeah, it can't
Yeah,
be
you can't leave it in
questionable.
the hands of the judge.
I
That's
don't
the
think they
only
should
way I
fight
can
again.
justify that.
I don't.
The only way.
Maybe Katie is a fighting champion, but I mean, as far as business goes, you probably shouldn't fight her again because I think she'll lose on the third.
Again, both of the fights was questionable, man. You know what I'm saying?
That was
I don't
strange.
know.
Yeah,
It
strange
almost
calls
seemed
all
like
around.
they made her lose on purpose because they didn't like Jake Paul. You know what I'm saying?
It's
That's
his
what it
fucking
almost seemed like.
promotion, his judges, his whole
I know.
shit. Like it's that fight,
Hey,
I would say for sure real, for
yeah,
sure. That's a
yeah.
real fight. That would be hard to script because like they're banging it out. Now
No,
that
that
other
was
fight, Barrios and what was the other dude's last name? Shit, Ramon,
you talking about the very first fight.
Ramirez. Yeah, with Barrios,
Oh,
the two
oh
Mexicans.
yeah, 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 yeah. They was
Fuck,
banging.
bro. I
They,
was like, I was watching that, like, dude, like you always told me when little background, Frank, I met him when I was like 17. And he actually got me into boxing. And you always told me one thing: if you fight a Mexican boxer, they like to bang. They
hell
like to
yeah.
just bang it out. And I know that sounds funny as fuck. I told my wife that. She was like, "What?"
That's
I
what it
was like,
is.
"No, they like to
Hey,
hit
it's
each other.
true.
They like
It's
to just
true.
get down. They just like to get down." And like they met
It's
in the
true.
middle. They would get a little space and just meet toe to toe every time. That was the that was without the names. If you didn't know who Jake Paul and Tyson was, you didn't know Amanda Serrano and Katie. I'd say that was like the fight of the night. That was sick.
Wait, well, yeah, but one of them did get knocked the hell out by Gervonta Davis. But I got a little story about me
Gervonta
fighting
MVP
a pro
fighters.
style fighter. He was about 5'5". I'm 5'8", 5'9". Now, granted, this guy was 8-0 in pro boxing. I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
Yeah,
fighting this guy. We fighting or whatever, and I'm like, damn, okay. He moving around. They got a lot of head movement, and I'm trying to stick and move. But this dude is just. I just noticed he's not even swinging. He's just coming in, a lot of head movement, and he just comes into the body, just in close. And I'm trying to back him up. I'm like, what's going on with this dude? He just kept coming. About a third or fourth round, I was so tired. You know what I'm saying? I didn't quit, but I was so tired. I was like, what the hell is going on here? And then
yeah.
at the end, we looking at each other's gloves and all that, see the damage. I'm like, bro, man. I'm like, and it was like blood on my gloves. I'm like, hey, bro, man, like, man, you bleeding, man. Like, man, I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. He's like, I'm not bleeding. And I'm like, yeah, man, look at the blood on my. He's like, nah, man, you bleeding. I'm like, oh snap. This dude straight busted my, and I've never had a nosebleed in my life. This
That's
dude straight made
nuts.
me bleed. Yeah. And I'm
Mexican
like,
fighter.
wow.
Mexican
Yeah.
fighter. Dude,
Yeah,
Mexican
Mexican
fighters
fighter,
get
about
down, bro.
five
Like
five, dude. I
they
mean,
get
like
down.
just working. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
like, I got tons of respect for
Well, yo,
Mexican fighters, man.
here's another thing I keep seeing being memed around is the ring girls are getting memed, and I just kind of chalk that up to these motherfuckers don't watch boxing because ring girls aren't new. You know,
Exactly.
it's not like a new thing. There's always ring girls. They're always dressed like that. They're always, smile. Like their job is to stand there and smile. Like that's their fucking job. Like, so like for them to get memed, it's funny. But like it just kind of chalks it up to like a lot of new eyes are on boxing, which is good, which is Paul's objective, is to get new eyes on boxing. He succeeded to the point where people don't even know what the fuck a ring girl is, which is
Well, what
hilarious.
kind of memes were there about the ring girls? I didn't see any.
It's
What
like
was it?
people are voiceover right where the girls just standing there, they're like, no, 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 no.
Your voice went out. Say that again.
And just like memeing them, like the girls are standing there. And can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, the girls are just standing there, and they're like, if somebody voiceovering the girl, they're just like, la 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 la, my hair is blonde, blah blah blah. It's just funny as fuck, dude. Like
Why? Why?
gumdrops and ice cream, because they don't fucking get it. Like their job is to stand there and smile for photos and
I
hold up
mean, maybe Jake
cards.
Paul, hired him. And if Jake Paul did his promotion, of course he's gonna hire some
But
decent ring
what
girls.
boxing show do you see without ring girls ever? Like
You have to have the ring girls. You have to have ring girls.
yeah, that's what it is. It's literally that.
Yeah,
That's what this is. I don't know. I just thought that was stupid as fuck, honestly.
yeah,
For people to meme ring girls is just dumb.
yeah. That ring girls makes no sense to me whatsoever. That make no sense to me. But I think you had no, you said the but my main thing is what you said was that Tyson slowed down after round one. Yes, he slowed down after round one because the son of a gun was tired. He came in there with a knee brace on, bro.
Yeah.
A knee brace, dog. A knee brace. When I seen that knee brace, that's when I was like, "Oh, this is over. This is over."
I'm sorry.
What happened?
We got.
Nah, it's going out.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to actually show this development. So closing statement. Closing statement.
Closing statement. I told you so. No,
Nah, you kind of told me so. I have
crap,
video
dude, I
evidence.
said it. I got
You
the clip
said
in where I said Jake Paul. And even at the end of our shit, I said,
you said
"Hey,
Mike Tyson, then you flipped to Jake Paul. For all I know, I stayed there on 5 more minutes. You would have switched back to Tyson.
nah." I said Jake, and I told you all the reasons why I chose Jake Paul. I said
I
Tyson.
was right. Look, Tyson is one of my fucking like inspirations. You know, like
Mine too.
I watch Tyson to get hyped. Whenever I'm having a hard time and I don't feel like pushing, I watch Tyson to get the courage to push. I think my investor is here, so that's the end of
Maybe
this
you should
fucking
start watching
podcast.
Jake Paul for some inspiration.
Honestly, man, Jake Paul is very
I
inspiring. I
know. I
mean,
remember you
dude,
used to
like
watch him. You got me actually low.
I
I know who Jake Paul was because of you.
yeah, I mean, dude, I mean, I'm 27 years old. When I was a kid, he's on fucking it's him and his brother. I was more of a Logan fan because it was like kind of the cooler thing to do. Then he did the
Yeah.
Japan thing, which was like I mean, it
Oh
just
yeah.
kind of was what it was. It was
Yeah.
unfortunate. I think he was just traumatized to see
Yeah.
it. But yeah, I literally got a like billionaire in my face, so I gotta go
Would you
deal
wait?
with this.
Last thing. Would you watch or want to watch Logan versus Tyson? Yes or no?
Yes. All right, guys, I
Do
gotta
it.
go. I
All
will have
right,
to
buddy.
see.